Okay, so next pattern, we've got discuss both views and give your opinion. So the typical structure we're going to do for this task 2 question is we're going to do an introduction. We're going to do a body 1 where we do argument A, body 2 where we do argument B, and then the conclusion where you definitely have to tell me your opinion, okay? The best essays will also give me your opinion in the introduction, okay? And then the really top level answers will also be showing me your opinion in body 1 and body 2, okay? So you should be giving me hints, you know, do you agree or disagree with the different sides of the argument? Let's look at the topic. Some people feel that robots are very important to humans' future development, while others think they are dangerous and have negative effects on society. Discuss both views and give your own opinion. Okay, so robots, everyone's favorite topic. Robots, are they going to kill us or are they going to save us? Who's to say? Let's see what this candidate has said. Their introduction. It is often argued that people could obtain benefits from robots in the near future. Although I agree that there are some drawbacks to robots in our society, I believe that the benefits of robots in our future will, you know, it's kind of strong, will, it's probably says they may be more prosperous, may be more beneficial, you know, or something like that. On the one hand, there are 2 main drawbacks to having robots in our lives. First, robots could be a risk, especially when they are malfunctioning, their heavy arms or legs. Especially when, I mean, are they, especially if, I think it's a hypothetical, I mean, do all robots have heavy arms and legs? I mean, my Roomba is a robot, but I don't think it's that dangerous. I say that, maybe it could be if it wanted to attack me. For example, since their arms and legs are operated by coding, they might make a mistake while moving their parts. However, if it happens, it could be, we don't need a however here. If it happens, it could be very dangerous to humans. Okay, this is kind of like a weak argument, because first of all, I'm saying, like, not all robots have heavy parts. I think she's kind of thinking like a Gangnam, like, you know, those big Japanese robots, like, where the robots fight each other. Like, I don't know if this candidate is kind of thinking about those kind of robots. I'm thinking like, but robots can be anything. They can be like a little Roomba vacuum cleaner, or, you know, it could be like the robot. I was in a restaurant where I had a little robot taking my order, like a tiny robot the size of a child. So, you know, I think this argument that robots are bad because they might be dangerous to people, I think is kind of like a weak argument, because I can find exceptions, okay? I can point out that not all robots are dangerous. Not all robots have heavy parts, okay? So this is kind of like what makes it a weak argument, because I can easily disagree with it. On the other hand, there are 2 main reasons why robots are critical to our future society. One of the major reasons is that they can make our lives convenient. For instance, they can do the work of housekeepers, such as doing the laundry, folding the laundry, sweeping the floor, and making a simple breakfast. Another reason is that they could be used as social robots to interact with humans. For example, they could be massage therapists, game partners, educators, and personal assistants. I mean, okay, so it makes our lives convenient and they can be more social. Okay, I kind of agree with that. Okay, so there are 2 reasons why they're critical for our future society. I mean, I would have liked to have seen one of these points explained in more detail. I mean, the previous point was too short too. Explained in more detail, okay? Like, they've given me a list of examples, but can you go into one, or make up a personal experience, or use a pretend study or something like that, e.g., you know, a study by UCL found that, you know, people who were lonely who had a robot reported becoming happier than those without a robot. You know, something kind of easy to argue like that. In conclusion, although robots may be a risk for many reasons, I feel that the advantages outweigh the disadvantages because robots could be a masterpiece. This is a weird phrase. Like, masterpiece tends to be related to sort of art, sculpture, or writing, you know, related things. Not necessarily to sort of, so because robots could be, you know, a huge benefit, you know, etc., etc. So I feel like there's some in this essay. We've got some good vocabulary. They've tried to organize a logical argument. Their first point is kind of too short and too weak. They have given me their opinion. They've tried to give me a reason for their opinion, even though the sort of vocabulary is a little bit inappropriate terms of task achievement, I would probably give them a 5.5, just because some of their arguments are sort of weak, less logical, and need more explanation. In terms of coherence and cohesion, it'd probably be around the same, because, you know, I would want them to be a bit more logical, a bit more built out their argument a little bit more. In terms of vocabulary, I thought it was reasonably good, so I would want to give it a 5.5. In terms of grammar, I mean, they tried to use some sort of a mix of sentences. I think their grammar was reasonably okay, not too many mistakes, so again a sort of 5.5. My feeling is this essay is a solid 5.5. I could be argued, especially with the vocabulary, that we might want to bump it down to a 5. If another examiner might feel very strongly about that, about these kind of odd words that we've used, you know, the heavy arms and legs and there's things like that. I could see where in this idea of prosperous, I could see another examiner saying, well, they're trying to use these more advanced words but incorrectly, so they should get a 5. I feel like it's a 5.5, but somebody else might, you know, debate with me about that. So overall, coming out at an overall 5.5, I would mainly tell this candidate they need to work on the sort of logical argument, and definitely then also check where your vocabulary use was incorrect. Make sure that you only use words in the IELTS exam that you're confident in their meaning.